Hey, Gamertag, KW5 here, and I thought I'd give some gameplay tips for Assassin's Creed 4's multiplayer mode, more specifically Assassinate mode. Assassinate is the mode that's best to get points in because it's the most skill-based, so even if you're level 1, you can get a ton of XP as long as you know what you're doing, regardless of your skills or equipment or anything like that. So, the main thing for Assassinate is nobody knows what you look like until you're obvious about it. So, the main thing you want to do while you're in Assassinate mode is always be with NPCs. Unlike most modes, it doesn't have to be someone who looks like you, like here. It can actually be anybody because you're not important to anybody until you start running around or until it's obvious who you are. So as long as there's someone around you, you're always at an advantage. So you'll want to stick with crowds, except sometimes the crowds don't go where you want them to, so then you'll have to break away from the pack. And the minute I do here, somebody sees me. So this is a good demonstration of how to get away from somebody in Assassinate's mode. All you have to do is pretty much take off for the nearest crowd, or not the nearest, but take off to the point where you're pretty sure they won't see you. And in this case, he doesn't know who I am in this crowd, so he runs right by. I climb up here real quick, and the chase starts. It's not too hard to tell who he is because I have a revelation perk, but even then, him running around like that would have been pretty obvious. Hold down the B button when you're in crowds to avoid falling down, because falling down can be really annoying, especially when somebody's chasing you. And use crash breakers to get some distance, because you know how to go around, and since you know how to go around, go on the other side of something, hide in the crowd real quick, and you'll become near invisible as long as you don't start running around when they see you. So he hops right down, I get the stun, and it's as easy as that. And then get right back into the crowd, because that stun will make it obvious to anybody who sees you do it. The same thing for if anybody gets killed around you, or if you kill somebody. You always want to try to stay aware of what all the other players are doing. So in this case, I stick with this person right here, and I don't know who the person I'm looking for in that crowd is, but I know they're in that crowd until they start coming after me. But because I'm next to this person, they're not quite sure who I am, so I get the lock on first. And then I use a determined perk so that I can always get my points even if they come up and stun me like that. It's as if they didn't do anything at all except get me an easy kill. So determined is a really good perk to have for this mode, along with a couple of others, because otherwise you'll get your points divided in half for little things, especially in this mode. Because almost all the time you'll have people who are right by you and you lock onto them and they immediately hit that X button. So having determined makes sure that you get all the points you need in order to keep the lead. I also use poison, which gives you an extra boost to your points. As long as you get a good kill in the first place, it can be invaluable in keeping the lead. Wipe is great for crowds. Shutting off other people's abilities is a nice side thing, but the main thing you want to do is see who you need to kill in a crowd quickly, and that's what that's great for. This chase has started, so you want to keep running during your chase, but you want to stay away from other players during it. So you want to stay to the outside lanes, but that can also be dangerous if they go on rooftops, so you want to stay away from ledges and such. I get lucky that this guy isn't necessarily great at keeping up, so I can hide right here, and it takes him a while to catch up, so I don't have to worry about him hopping down on top of me. But if it's a better player, you generally want to keep going until you find some nice flat ground. And then since I'm hiding here, he's not sure who I am, and he drops down from above right here. But and it'd be an easy stun, but I mess up the button press and I accidentally throw knives instead, so he gets the kill. But I could have had that stun if I just pressed the right button. I favor knives as a long-range weapon as opposed to guns or poison darts, because those things limit you to how many points you can get as opposed to the knives, which just makes it easy to get a ton of points off the kill you weren't gonna get otherwise without running around. Now, if you can stop running as much as possible, you'll get the most points in Assassinate, and in general in Assassin's Creed, really. This guy gets the block on me a little bit quicker than I do, but even then, I get the stun on him, so he only gets half the points, so that makes it worth it. Always try to contest the kill, no matter what, you're gonna die, because that cuts their points in half, and that's important to keeping the lead. The 100-point extra is, like I said, extra, but the main thing you want to do is cut their points in half. We're coming up on the end here. But it's also important to keep in crowds even during the last couple of seconds of the game if you can help it. You don't want to really start running around like most people do and start panicking, there's only a minute left, because running around will just get you killed, and whoever's in second place will kill you, and you'll be really frustrated that they only beat you by like 50 points. So if you're hit especially, keep your cool and don't start running around until like the last 15 seconds, and just try to get some quick points that way, or 30 seconds depending on your distance from other players. That's it for this game. I want to do more tips, but I'm not sure if it's something that people need. This game's not super popular, this game mode anyway, but I'm definitely willing to do more tips in general if this gets enough views. If you want more, send me a message as well so I can know that somebody's getting some use out of these, and maybe I'll do some more videos on some of the other more particular features of the gameplay. And that's been Tristan KW5.